The Blair Witch of Tennessee is recorded in the historical archives as a supernatural entity that carried out a documented, witnessed, premeditated murder. In 1804, John Bell moved his family to a 320-acre farm along the Red River. For over a decade, the family lived a quiet, faith-driven life, well respected by their neighbors in the isolated community of Adams. That stability broke in 1817. It began with a faint, rhythmic knocking coming from inside the farmhouse walls at night. These auditory anomalies defied natural explanation, quickly escalating into the distinct sound of a heavy dog gnawing at the bedposts when no animal was in the house. John Bell searched the property by lantern light every night, but found no intruder and no physical cause for the noises. His family was trapped in an isolated farmhouse with a threat that remained entirely invisible. The haunting soon moved from sound to physical contact. The Bell children began waking in the night to find their bed covers being forcefully pulled off their beds by an unseen hand. The force seemed to fear observation. The pulling stopped the moment a candle was lit, but resumed the second the room returned to complete darkness. Teenage daughter Betsy Bell became the primary target of violent physical assaults. She frequently woke with red slap marks on her face and had her hair pulled hard enough to lift her head off the pillow. John Bell attempted to keep the haunting a secret to protect his family's reputation, but as the violence grew too severe to hide, he was forced to seek help from the outside world. Neighbors brought into the house witnessed the phenomena firsthand. These simultaneous group accounts ruled out the possibility of private hallucinations or individual hoaxes. The entity eventually developed a clear, articulate woman's voice and began calling itself Kate. This Bible anchors the scholarly religious knowledge Kate possessed. She sang full hymns in perfect harmony and quoted complex scripture with the precision of a trained minister. While she expressed warmth toward John's wife, Lucy, Kate vocalized a deep hatred for John Bell. She told the family and visitors alike that she had come to the farm with the specific intent of killing him. Kate functioned as an active, highly intelligent antagonist with clear preferences and a specific vendetta. By 1819, the haunting attracted skeptics and scholars from across the state. Every attempt to debunk the phenomena or catch someone in a trick failed. General Andrew Jackson arrived at the farm with his men and a self-proclaimed witch hunter, intending to use his military authority to expose the entity as a fraud. As they approached the property, Jackson's wagon came to a dead halt on a flat stretch of road. The horses could not move until a disembodied voice reportedly gave the group permission to proceed. That evening, when the witch hunter challenged the entity, he was struck by an invisible force and dragged across the floor by his collar in front of the entire group. He fled the farm that night and never returned. Jackson and his men left the following morning. The future president reportedly remarked that he would rather face the entire British army than spend another night in that house. By late 1820, the goal Kate had vocalized for 3 years, the destruction of John Bell, was nearing its end. This timeline tracks Bell's physical symptoms as his health collapsed. He suffered from a swollen tongue, a constricted throat, and extreme weight loss, losing his ability to function under the constant stress of the haunting. On a morning in December, John Bell was found in his bed, entirely unresponsive. Beside him lay a small vial of dark liquid no one in the Bell family recognized. The discovery of the vial changed the nature of the case. A tangible, physical weapon had been introduced into the home by a force previously defined by sound and shadow. As the family gathered, Kate's voice filled the room, laughing and announcing that she had given John a big dose of that liquid the night before. To test the substance, the attending doctor gave a few drops to the family cat. The animal convulsed and died within minutes. John Bell died the very next morning. The lethal dark liquid was never identified. Within weeks of Bell's death, the house went completely silent. The entity was gone. The Bell Witch remains the only case in American history where an unexplained entity is credited with carrying out a premeditated murder before vanishing without a trace.